when we look at it over the last sort of 14 years that the industry has opened up, we basically just moved from a 0.65 to a 0.78, and therefore we are happy to call it a 0.8% of GDP. Also, what is really sort of alarming is that when we look at individual segments, I mean, obviously within the non-life we cover ambits like motor insurance, health, or on one side, if we put it, we insure all the assets that are there either with the corporate sector or with individuals. We look after the health and the personal accident side, and also now get into the whole area of liability insurances and stuff. And yet, almost after about sort of decades and decades of insurance being there in the country, we're talking in terms of a situation like, for instance, let me say, talking in terms of motor. Motor insurance is mandatory by law, especially the third-party insurance, and yet, when we look at the total number of, there would be about 100 million outstanding vehicles on the road, but only about 55 million policies are issued every year. Now this is something which is mandatory by law. If you were to look at home insurance, I mean, there are no real sort of statistics around this, but my guess would be that 99% of the homes in the country are uninsured. We look at travel insurance. People who travel overseas need to buy a coverage for health because outside the country it's fairly expensive. And probably this is the more educated crowd who goes out. But other than travelers who are traveling to Europe or to US, a lot of others go out without buying an insurance policy. I mean, health insurance, roughly about 8% of the total health spends flow through insurance. So we are actually sort of talking in terms of a situation wherein we see a huge level of underinsurance which is prevalent. What are the causes? As you said, I think, I mean, if we look at it on the motor front, it is clearly, I mean, there is the issues to do with governance. I mean, we are the manufacturers, we are the suppliers of a product. At the end of the day, the government needs to ensure, or the bodies of the government of India and the states need to basically ensure that every vehicle which flies on the road is insured. So partly it has really got to do with governance. It's got to do with education. We still feel that it will not happen to me. So whenever an event happens, I mean, it's classical. We had the tsunami, so sort of in 2004 near Chennai, and for the next 1 month, insurance companies were flooded with inquiries about home insurance. And within a month, you saw a tapering off and people forgot about it. So basically, it's a mix of this whole attitude. I mean, people call it education, but somewhere along the basic line, the fundamental belief that it's not going to happen to us. So I think it's also got to do with sort of educating the masses, spreading awareness. Industry has taken an initial step along with the regulator, IRDA, in terms of spreading awareness around this. So within that, if you were to talk in terms of two-wheelers, a 800, 900 rupee ticket product. So why would an agent go year after year to you to get a renewal of that? I mean, it just doesn't remunerate him enough to be able to take care of the cost of it going into income. So I think distribution reforms is one thing which really needs to come in. And that's a big thing. And what one is really sort of talking of here is that we've today got rules and regulations which sort of put the life and the non-life side together. But the nature of the products are very, very different. I mean, the life side is really selling a savings product with risk bundled in, while we sell a 100% risk product and a low ticket product. So I think there are significant distribution reforms which are needed to really go on. The third and the fourth and the last one would really be along the lines that, you know, we keep talking in terms of we need to get new products. But at the core, and my fundamental belief is that we still need even simpler products which can reach the masses. So what we really need is on one hand what I call the OTC products, over-the-counter products. So products which can be sold in one go rather than complicated products, can be easily be understood. So what we are selling is what you are buying, and that's something which is very, very important because as an industry, I mean, we issue about 12 crore policies and we service 2 crore claims, and that's quite a number. And each of these claim or each individual claim is a legal contract. So along the basic fact that it should be simpler products, over-the-counter products, and possibly because these are low value, either the need to bundle them together and make them into a comprehensive package, or make them multi-year, which will enhance the entire sellability.